Hello everybody, Mayong Adlaw, and today I will introduce to you another topic about philosophy of education. So, we'll be trying to answer some of the very important questions like what is the philosophy of behaviorism? How will I apply this philosophy inside the classroom? And also, what is the importance of behaviorism in the classroom? And also, I'm very particular with the role of the teacher, the role of the students kapag binafollow nila itong theory na ito, and also our interventions if we are a behaviorist. Alright, so I will just give you first an overview of this topic is that I'll be introducing also some of the proponent, not some, but all of the proponent about this theory. The behaviorism also focuses on the idea that all behaviors are learned through interaction with the environment. So, ito na yung sinasabi nila that the teacher is really a role model inside the classroom. So, kung paano or ano yung ina-act mo, paano ka nag-behave sa loob ng classroom, it really matters to those students who are observant. And you, teacher, you are also a good observer inside the classroom. You try to understand every student inside the classroom and you try to see kung paano mas best natututo itong mga bata and paano sila mas na-engage. You are going to just observe. Okay? So you are a behaviorist teacher. If you are acting like that, it has something to do. There is an influence of the behavior. There is an influence of the by the environment around them. Okay, so let me just share my screen this time. I will just share to you my presentation. All right, so I am already in my screen this time, and I will flash to you first what is really I mean by defining behaviorism in education. All right, so what does behaviorism mean? The prediction and control of human behavior in which introspection and or independent thinking play no essential part its teaching method. All right, so that is what behaviorism all about. It talks about behaviorism. That's why etong behaviorism, meron siyang it's a branch of part siya ng ng psychology. Okay? So the history of behaviorism is this one. Toward the middle of the 20th century, behaviorists began to see the potential application of the principles and methods to human environments, which resulted to the emergence of the tradition and applied behavior analysis or the Daly. So before, they don't have naman this mga philosophy. Wala silang lang sila na nagtuturo lang sila, but during this century, which is the 20th century, they try to observe human already. Tinitingnan nila kung paano nagbe-behave yung mga tao if we are going to show them love or care, and kung paano yung mga bata natututo if hindi natin sila bigyan ng mga punishment and also with the rewards. Alright? So, yun yung starting point. Yun yung starting point ng what do you call that ng theory na ito. Alright? So, eto yung mga mga philosopher who really introduces us about this theory. And I will just mention some of their contribution as to this philosophy. Just an example, for John B. Watson, he worked with the classical conditioning theory. Alright? And if hindi nyo pa alam about classical conditioning, I want you to search this, and do not worry, I will just make a video of this. So this is John Watson, one of the philosophers of classical conditioning. Next is Ivan Pavlov. Ivan Pavlov is known to his theory of classical conditioning theory also. Right, the classical conditioning theory. So what is the relationship of this Watson and Pavlov? Pavlov is the one who introduces the classical conditioning, but the one who is being awarded is Ivan Pavlov because he really continued the study. Okay? And the next one is B.F. Skinner. B.F. Skinner created an operant conditioning. Or these are the two behaviors na inaano nila, the operant conditioning and the classical conditioning. I challenge you to search it in Google, all right, for you to know more about this theory. And next is we have Albert Bandura. All right, if you can still remember Albert Bandura created the social cognitive theory. Okay, so these are the proponent or the philosopher under this philosophy of education in behaviorism. So now, we'll try to identify para meron tayong path on how we teach kapag behaviorist teacher tayo. So the role of the teacher is this one, rewards for desired behaviors. Alright, if na-experience nyo yung binibigyan tayo ng star kapag nag-behave tayo ng maayos, kapag nakaupo lang tayo, kino-compliment tayo ng mga teachers, sinasabihan tayo, very good, kasi nga ganito ganyan. So, binibigyan natin sila ng rewards based on their behaviors. Right? So, hindi tulad ng ibang philosophy, like, kapag may maganda kang, tama or, nakapagsagot ka, and binibigyan ka ng mga award, right? Binibigyan ka ng mga compliment. Pero this one is that, kapag maganda yung behavior mo sa loob ng classroom and then sinasabihan ka ng mga magagandang words, binibigyan ka ng mga candy, ng mga stars, and that pinapaano natin yung ng bata. Para ba, okay, maganda pala. So pag mag-behave yung isang bata na ganun, so ibig sabihin yung isang bata kapag gusto niya ng rewardin, mag-behave din siya ng ganun, So huwag mong i-reward lang talaga kapag yung bata hindi siya nagbe-behave ng maayos sa loob ng classroom, tapos nire-reward mo siya, then yun ang susundin ng mga bata kasi akala ng mga bata yun ay tama. Alright, that is where punishment will come in. So next is disciplines for inappropriate behaviors. So disciplinarian talaga itong mga behaviorist teacher natin. Like, alright, stop, you see it, you raise your head. Yan. Alam nyo, pumapasok ko siya, even ako, my personal opinion about this one is, even that I know na hindi ako behaviorist teacher, pero sometimes pumapasok kasi nga dinidiscipline natin. Alright, tinitingnan natin kung ano ba talaga, meron bang punishment na ibibigay sa bata if hindi siya nag-behave na maayos, para bang a simple classroom management. Okay? So next is institute activities, assignments, and projects that condition for desired behavior. So that's why itong assignment is a good example. Titingnan ng teacher if gumagawa ba yung mga bata ng mga assignment. Bibigyan natin sila ng task if natatapos ba nila. Alright, so that is where assignment will comes in. Kaya nga, itong theory na ito is very known. Kapag binibigyan kita ng madaming assignments, paano mo ito tatapusin ng maaga with a correct answer, or hindi kita bibigyan. And then, what is your learning? Hindi lang siya about sa learning, but also you're observing the behavior of your students. Next is give students constant feedback. Alright, eto. Until today, we are very particular with feedbacking. Feedbacking is very important, most especially in distance learning, because the students, hindi nila alam if yung answer nila is tama na or yung answer nila is mali. Right? If you have a good feedback, then the students, meron silang idea as to how he or she is going to edit or develop his or her output. Okay? So, feedbacking is very important. Magbibigay ka ng assignment, then magbibigay ka ng feedback. Example, itong research. Ni-check natin ang mga research paper. Nagbibigay ka ng feedback. Next is incorporate technology in the classroom. Of course, we incorporate technology. Example, itong mga blackboard, itong mga So, paano yung mga bata natututo if we are going to incorporate this following technology? Kasi, kapag sinasabi natin technology class, hindi lang yung mga laptop, itong mga camera, itong mga projector. Technology can also be chairs, alright, sa loob ng classroom. Those are technology. Itong mga books, itong mga printed materials, itong mga blackboard, eraser, whiteboard, those are considered as technology, right? So that is the role of the teacher. Okay? So next is, ano naman kaya yung role ng ating mga students? So, the students' behaviors are repeated. Alright. If yung bata is maganda yung attitude niya sa loob ng classroom or nag-behave siya na maayos and then wala kang kailangan i-baguhin doon. Alright, ang gawin mo lang is to give incentives. Alright, bibigyan mo siya ng incentive para nga hindi siya hindi siya madamay sa ibang bata. Kasi may factor itong environment. So, yung mga students is masyado makukulit and yung isa na hindi makulit or hindi masyado nag-move or behave ba. So, nagkakaroon ng factors yung environment. So, there's a tendency na susunod na din siya. So, what you're going to do is really to give incentives to those students who really behave well, or kapag may mga binibigay ka na assignments na tinatapos nila, so yun, inaano mo siya lang, kino-complement mo. Next is roles, lessons, and assignments are repetitive. Right? Inuulit-ulit. Classical conditioning and operant conditioning is a very good example. Etong theory ng dog and saka yung parrot, this is a very good example. So now I challenge you to really read that one. Okay? So next, it receives a reward through classroom system when assignment is done correctly or when he or she performs desired behaviors. Right? Yan yung paulit-ulit yung sinasabi. Next is communicate well with the teacher. Again, yung pagpo and opo, yung papasok ng school, ng yung taayos talaga, yung desirable, and then you're going to complement that one. Next is utilize classroom technologies, iPad, computers, smart boards. These are just examples, right? So that is the role of the teacher. So ano naman kayo yung itsura ng classroom kapag nagpapalo siya ng behaviorist? Behaviorism theory. So first is how it looks like kapag behaviorist teacher ka. Learning through observation. Right? You are observing. You are parang tinitingnan mo kung paano nag-behave yung bata A, yung student A and yung student B. Okay? So learning through the system, rewards and punishment. So rewards and punishment is a good term for us to describe rather behaviorism. Okay? Next, it is highly involved feature is essential to learning through this theory. Highly involved feature is essential. And then, how it does not look like. Alright? How it does not look like. The students are not encouraged to take charge of their learning. Alright? They are not take charge of their learning because the students are the one responsible for their learning. These are the hindi dapat. Okay? So next is independence from teacher. Dapat hindi sila independence by teacher because they have their own. Alright? So learning trial and error. Hindi naman ang learning is trial and error. Pag mali to, baguhin mo. Alright? Hindi yan ganyan. So you see to it that your teaching is really a good, you incorporate a good strategies. Alright? Kasi hindi siya, ang learning is not a trial and error. And the students are not encouraged to take charge by their learning because behaviorist teacher, again, is you are going to develop a strategy for your students. You're going to identify. Okay? So, that is a philosophy of behaviorism. So, the pillars of behaviorism is this one. So, the classical conditioning is a natural response in humans and animal stimulus. The classical conditioning of Pavlov. Is that Ivan Pavlov? Right. So, next is an operant conditioning is learned response to stimuli. Right. Etong kapag pinapalo natin sila, may response sila. Kapag pinapagalitan natin sila, may response sila. Okay? Kapag may bell, etong very yung bell ng pag recess, kapag lunch break. So, yan. Alam na ng bata, na-condition na yung mind ng bata. Alright. Operant condition believes that behavior can be altered based on the rewards and punishment. Ikaw as a teacher, hindi naman na yung bata is nandun, napakasama or hindi desirable yung behavior niya, hindi mo yan mababago. Kasi nga, pwede natin yan mabago. We are a network for that change. Okay? So, with the punishment and rewards, maybe we can change the behavior of our students. Next is the social cognitive theory, is the idea that personal beliefs and motivations lie behind one's action. Right? That's why, until now, motivation is very important because if pagalitan mo yung bata sa loob ng classroom with all his or her classmates and then madidegrade siya and whatever. So, you really choose strategies kung paano mo sila alagaan, paano mo sila, paano magiging acceptable yung ano nila, yung behavior nila. And observational modeling. Observational modeling, monkey see, monkey do. And this is an example, observational. So as teacher and students, they also observe. All right? So next is self-efficacy, is believe that people are able to feel, think, and learn. So my challenge to all of you, our teacher, and to our future teacher is to really provide a favorable and conducive environment for learning. Alright? Yung mafe-feel ng bata that I'm very excited to join your class, sir, because I feel welcome, I have the rewards, tapos yung wala kang bias. Alright? So yan. Kasi nga nakikita yan ng mga bata. Alright? Nakikita ng mga good observant yan sila. Nag-observe yung bata, nag-observe yung teachers. So it's a tie now. So it's up to you teachers on how you are going to interpret strategies. Right? Based on the type of students that you have. Wala akong ma-recommend na dapat ganito yung magiging type ang ng strategy mo kasi iba-iba yung teacher, iba-iba yung students. Right? So, these are my citations, this presentation, and that ends my presentation for today. I hope that you learned something new in this video, and bye-bye. See you in the next vlog.